Racing in the real world with real aircraft can be extremely exhilarating. This race day I staged 5 races on the Colorado River, each race with a different aircraft, offering a wide variety of challenges as racers worked to optimize the aerodynamic forces at play. Join me for a recap as our racers blast their planes through the tall canyons surrounding this exciting location. Race 1. The light and nimble Red Bull X Cup. All racers were quick off the line and made their way to the Navajo Bridge, where they dip down and enter the canyon. The Digital Duke takes an early lead with Osashes and Speedweed in hot pursuit. Which racer can fly the straightest lines, bleeding as little speed as possible? What altitude is held by which racer? Lagging just behind our top 3 are Luigi 509 and the Boltok, still getting familiar with what it means to fly fast, given only a throttle, pitch, roll, and yaw. Up comes our first big turn. Speedweed makes a mistake and goes wide. The Duke opts for a lower line and as a result has to cover more terrain. And this is where Osashes takes the lead, flying higher and thus a tighter line around the turn. Osashes, trading airspeed for altitude, ends up a little slow, and this allows the Duke to regain the lead through sheer momentum retention. Can he keep it up though? There's more terrain to navigate down low. It's easy to forget how deep this canyon is. We can't even see Osashes from this frame, though he's right up there above the Duke. There he is, still at a higher altitude and now regaining speed. Flying the higher line will theoretically allow him to beeline from point to point through a much tighter line. And there he is, the first one to make it to Glen Canyon Dam. Just gotta fly below the bridge and over the dam to finish. Our first victory then for Osashes. Speedweed manages to overtake the Duke and comes in second place. The Duke in third, with Luigi and Boltok closing up the rear some minutes later. Our second race follows the same track, with racers piloting the Eviat Pitts Special S1S, a fast biplane, finicky, hard to control, and a less than optimal view out of the cockpit.
On your marks, get set, go!
Our pilots are super fast off the line with this plane. Keep your eye on Luigi 509. He's struggling to control the plane, with the wheels bouncing left and right. The Duke right behind is distracted and oscillates in the same fashion. They do all make it off the ground safely, with only the Boltok left behind with mechanical problems. Hitting the bridge first is Osashes, again with Speedweed chasing him down. The S1S offers a wide variety of colorful liveries, allowing for spectacular displays to set apart each racer. It's still neck and neck between Osashes and Speedweed, but Speedweed ultimately cuts through the first turn a little better, putting Osashes on the back foot in second place. Again, we see Osashes retaining some of that altitude, maybe 50 meters over Speedweed. Will it give him a speed advantage? Here they go around that big canyon corner again. Keep your eye on Speedweed. What happened there? He nearly touches the wall with his left wing, leaving him out of whack, and the door wide open for Osashes to take the lead. Speedweed is not giving up. The Duke in purple can only watch as the action unfolds in front of him. This time, Speedweed finds himself with a slight altitude advantage over Osashes, and he's getting closer. Can he overtake him before they reach the dam? Nope, Osashis has got just enough and wins also race number 2. It was a close one though. Speedweed in second, the Duke again in third, with Luigi 509 and the Boltok wrapping up the rear. Sounds familiar? Yep. Up next for race number 3 is yet another even faster plane, just a bit. The Extra 330 LT, with much better visibility and in general, handling a little better. Let's get aggressive.
On your marks, get set, go.
Here they go. This plane is a little smoother on takeoff, and so we've got a close pack as we make our way to the bridge. They all dive down together, with the same 3 huddled up. Luigi this time closer, and so is Boltok. The Duke takes the lead early this time as we hit turn 1. Osashis high again, Speedweed following suit. Around the bend again, Osashis tight, the Duke not so much, but with a lower altitude and slightly more speed, can he keep it up? These guys are doing over 200 knots, and yet it feels pretty slow, doesn't it? It really goes to show the incredible size of this canyon, and it is one of the tightest in the world. Osashis is getting closer now to the Duke and manages to overtake him by making a tighter turn at a higher altitude again. The Extra 330 also comes with a bunch of liveries. It's always awesome to see in a race. As we're getting closer to the dam, this is probably a good moment to mention that the racers will need to perform a loop first around the bridge before finishing over the dam. Might sound straightforward, but the Extra 330 likes to stall out when the elevator is pulled back all the way. Let's check out our pilots and see on whom their plane might sneak up. Osashis hits the bridge first, pulls up, and stalls. The Duke hits second and manages to make a clean loop. As he finishes, Speedweed hits the canyon wall and Osashis is out as well. And well, that's it for this race. The Boltok, a little far behind, catches up and finishes in second place, as the other noobs all stalled out, attempting the loop with little practice and DNF. Up next for race 4 is something a little different. A faster plane still, but far from as maneuverable. The Douglas DC-3 is a chunk, and our racers will have to work hard to keep her within track limits. Let's check it out.
On your marks, get set, go!
Lots of different liveries again, which is a gorgeous sight on a plane that large. Have you ever seen this many DC-3s hit a canyon simultaneously? It's the Duke and Osashis duking it out up front. Ultimately though, Osashis takes the lead, albeit as he fights his trim settings. What a majestic beast, this Douglas, eh? All pilots struggled to keep their DC-3 within track limits as they pull back on the elevator before the plane has reached a 90-degree rolled attitude, essentially pulling up into the air. Especially Osashis struggled with this plane, most likely due to the lack of practice. What a wash-up. The Duke behind manages to keep in tow nicely while respecting track limits. For this fourth race, our pilots must fly over the dam and do a 180 turn to go back the same way and finish back at the airfield. Osasius is in the lead, the Duke close behind, deploys flaps and makes a much tighter turn, resulting in an epic overtake for first place. I don't know how he did it, but Osasius still manages to crawl closer and closer to the Duke. Even overtake him toward the finish. Again though, Osasius struggles with track limits and pulling up a bit out of the canyon before diving back down. Osasius crosses the finish line first, but because of track limit violations, gives up his first place to the Duke. What a true gentleman. Race 4 then sees the Duke finish in first place, Osasius in second, Speedweed in third, and Boltok in fourth. Only Luigi crashed out on this one. For our final race of the day, we're flying the TBM 930. This turboprop plane is incredibly fast and nimble too. It's probably the most exciting racer plane out there, believe it or not. Racers on your marks. Get set. Go. All racers are nicely off the line, and what an incredible sight as they all dip down the canyon and head on under the bridge. Osasius in the lead again, with Speedweed and the Duke close behind. Speedweed again nails the first turn, and the Duke makes a terrible mistake as he yaws left in a right banked turn, sending him up into the air and down again in a violent stall. RIP. Speedweed in the lead then, Osasius chasing him down. Both racers make a great turn around the tall canyon wall. Osasius running a tighter line again, allowing him to make a gentler turn as Speedweed goes a little bit wide. With a plane this fast, it is all about corner entry, corner apex, and corner exit. Open, close, open. Osasius tackles this turn really well, but on exit somehow pulls on the elevator too quickly and shoots out of the canyon. Speedweed takes the lead. It's great to see Luigi 509 finally in the mix, chasing Speedweed down for first place. Come on, Luigi! This race also requires our pilots to make a 180 turn past the dam and fly back toward the airfield. Speed hits it first, with Louie and Osasius in pursuit. Speed goes high and wide. Luigi straight up, losing lots of time. Osasius goes slow and low, flaps down, and makes a tighter turn. Speedweed maintains the lead though, with a higher airspeed. It's gorgeous watching the racers tackle these turns from afar. It makes it so easy to see how a perfect blend is required between corner entry, turning quickly, but not too quickly as to bleed too much speed, and coming out fast without covering too much unnecessary ground. Speedweed tucked in a little too tight there, allowing Osasius to crawl much closer. It's neck and neck through these final turns, until Speedweed again turns too late, covering many extra meters compared to Osasius. Osashi's retakes the lead as we enter the lower parts of the river, and there is nothing Speedweed can do. Under the bridge one more time, and Osashi's comes home in first place, demonstrating once more that however washed up, he has still got what it takes. Speedweed comes in second place, and Boltok in third. The Duke and Luigi both DNF on this one. And there you have it, folks. A first race day organized in Flight Simulator 2020. It's been so much fun to scout real-life locations and turn them into racetracks in ways we can only dream of. I'd love to see this in real life, but until then, I'll keep on organizing these for you and showing them off to the world. Till next time.